Today we're going to remove items out of an array of objects stored in a variable. So look at that. We want to remove Marcus. We click on delete and we removed Marcus. We want to remove Lisa. We removed Lisa. And the same for James and Victoria. And yeah, this is quite simple. Let me just walk you through the setup. So we just have a render list action applied to the items you just saw that we're rendering the list from an array, which is empty right now. And we just apply the v iterator on there. And then we have this form. If you want to look into how we're going to push this object initially, you find more explanation in the previous video. But what we're going to do here is very simple. We're going to use the let operator. We're going to define an object, and this object will have the name we're getting from the name input field, and the email we're going to get from the email input field, this one. And then we're going to return v.myArray. This is this variable here that is right now just an empty array. And we're going to push this object defined in here. Wonderful. Perfect. And as you can see, it is working right now. We just did this with a blank object. And then we just have a condition to make sure that we don't run this if it is blank right now on the front end. You see, I cannot push it in there because it is blank. Perfect. Now we're going to set the object text. So when we add something in here, and let me just move the screen a bit so you don't see all the emails in here. But if I'm going to push this in here, you will see that we have this text defined. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do v.myArray, and we just apply the iterator. Now I want to tell you, working with iterators and arrays in a variable is a nice way, but it is, if you're going to use this in a form, I would highly suggest to use a hidden input field, because you have the breakpoint of all those sub items with the iterations in the input fields, and you can really work with that data way easier. You don't have to think too much of what you're going to do. You can just see it like you're getting an API call response. If this is something that interests you, please let me know in the comments, and I will make a video on how to get your data in an easier structure using hidden input fields, and maybe even how to store the values in the hidden input fields in a persistent storage variable and set this persistent storage variable again as the input of the field, to have the input fields continue their values, but while still giving you an easier way to work with the data in it. If that's something that interests you, comment down below. But yeah, for now, we're just going to define this object in here using the v iterator. And then we have the delete item. So we just have this applied to this icon I found on Reloom icon library. And yeah, we just have an on event, on click, and we're going to run a function. Very simple. Let's walk through the code. We're using the let operator to have myArray equal our variable of myArray. And we're going to have let item.remove going, and we just have this equal this email operator, which will be this. So this dot email, and then we're going to apply the v iterator in there to get the iteration. And then we're just going to have the const operator. We're going to do new array equals myArray, which we defined up in here, myArray dot filter, and then we're going to define the item, and the item will be item dot email. And then we will subject that, so doesn't equal, item to remove. Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're not going to remove a thing out of the item. What we're going to do is we're going to filter the item. So we're going to filter the array, and we're going to get a response of all the objects that don't contain this email, right? This is what we're going to do. And this is the new array. And then we need to update this array, and we're going to use our array variable, and we're going to have this equal the filtered version that doesn't include the email, because we filtered that out. So we're actually not removing something out, we are filtering out, we're filtering the object out, and then we're updating the variable. It is doing the same thing. It's just a little technical difference, just so that you're aware of that. And the nice thing is you can use this operation to filter things out for searches or something like this. It is very handy. Perfect. And then we just have a placeholder set that if I delete everything, you have nothing set in here. So we just have this dummy object. We're going to set visibility, and we're using my favorite operator, .length. And we're going to do if the length of this array is null, which, yeah, it's 0. There's nothing in there. It's true. We're going to show this item. So now you know how to remove objects out of an array. And yeah, if you want more information on how to do this with hidden input fields and how to do all those data magic in them, please let me know in the comments, and I will be more than happy to make a video for you about that. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate all your support, and I hope that this helps. And I will turn this into a clonable as well, so that you can just log in into the project and yeah, see all the code and have an easier way to work with that. Thank you again so much for all your time, for watching this video, and yeah, have a wonderful day and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.